Hello world, it's AMR here after the millennial reign, of course. Today we're going to be looking at the St. Mary's Cathedral Basilica of Immaculate Conception, which is down here in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. They tell us that when the white settlers came here, the missionaries, they constructed this amazing building. They say it's made of red granite. We don't know how hard granite is, and they tell us they build it out just a pickaxe, a hammer, a trowel, and a chisel. Hammer and chisel. They were just using these primitive tools, to hammer, make perfect rocks, brick-like rocks. They were turning these rocks into perfect, like brick rocks. And as you can see here, there are no cranes. They are not even concrete mixers. All the advanced machinery we use today, these were just hard workers. They really loved their work and they really knew how to do it. This building is really amazing. They tell us the architect of this building is Francis Edward Massey Freeber, born in 1861, died in 1912. But here we've got construction photo of 1930. So he probably supposedly died before the construction. He never saw this building being finished. Unfortunately, they say he had passed away. So he left all this for us. You can see even perfect cement work, which they were supposedly doing with just these primitive tools, using a trowel to lay the thin cement, and they just did it. They just thought of doing it, and they just did it. But we found out some inconsistency in their narrative. Is that this is a construction photo of this building. Tell us this is a construction photo, and this is an official photo. I found it on an official website, and there are inconsistencies with this photo. For starters, we've got the bell tower here, the one looking very castle-like. This tower here, this tower. If we take a look at it in the construction photo here, as you can see, it's got let me just take out my pen here. It's got one floor and then another floor. This is instruction photo, and finished product we've got one photo, and then we got two floors, and then we got the third floor, and then we got the fourth floor here. But going into detail about the way a building is supposed to be constructed, they tell us that if you are constructing a building, okay, if you're constructing a building, the first thing you have to do, the general sequence, is to complete the exterior wall brick first before installing the roof trusses. Okay, that's why they tell us, they say that when you are constructing a building, before you put the roof trusses, you have to finish the exterior wall first, and then you move on to the roof trusses, and then to the roof covering. That's the last part that you work on in terms of the interior part or exterior part of the building. After you put your roof covering, then you can move on to the inside and do your plastering, your deco and whatever. But on this here construction photo, you see that the roofing is being carried out, whilst the castle bell tower hasn't been finished. And also here we have got a missing parapet wall. We can see clearly it right here. This is our parapet wall. It's missing, and also the other one at the rear here, it's missing. So it means that there must be something wrong with it, because you cannot put the roof trusses before finishing out the exterior part of the building. And these are not bricks, these were rocks that they were laying. They're even much harder to lay than the bricks. So they were supposed to make sure that they completely finished the exterior part of the building before starting laying the roof trusses. And we got also got inconsistencies with the length of this building, because this one in the construction photo, it just seems short. And we got this smaller building here, and I think it means that they're already done with the bigger building, and then they are just putting the add-ons here. Maybe it's an office or establishment, we don't know. Look at the current status of the building. The building is very, very long. It's very, very long. I mean, the construction photo does not do justice. We even got a panoramic view of the building. Look at how long this building is. This building is very long, guys. I mean, from the bell tower here to the other end here. I mean, it's it's enormously long. And they tell us this building here, which we're just looking at right now, we've got some credits that they give to this building here. They say that in Southern Africa, it's considered wait here, okay, So they say that there's no singular St. Mary's Minor Basilica, rather St. Mary's Minor Basilica in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe is the only church in Southern Africa with this prestigious designation. So this is one of the most beautiful cathedrals, maybe they consider it the best in Africa. It was constructed with these primitive tools, but we have inconsistencies in their construction process. I mean, it just stands to reason that they might have manipulated the photos, the original photos of this building, because we all know Photoshop has been around for long. I believe they took the real photo of this building and then put it into their photo, and then they made it look like they were constructing this building, and they really weren't. So yeah, it's one of the other thing for us to there's a mud flood community at the moment that believes that around 1850 there was no one on this earth. Repopulation was just beginning, because Revelations 20, it says that from 1766, that's for 1776, that's when we believe that there might have been a global cataclysmic activity where there was a worldwide mud flood. During this period, the devil had been loosed. After the 1,000 millennial reign of Jesus Christ, the Messiah actually did come back, as he said he would. There are scriptures where he said he would come back before the end of that generation passes, and he did come back. He ruled for 1,000 years with the saints, and he left after the 1,000 years, and then the devil was loosed, for he was bound during those 1,000 years, because the worldwide mud flood wanted to flood out the whole planet, just like Noah's flood. But Revelations 12:15 to 16 tells us that if it wasn't for the Lord who opened up the ground to suck all that water, all these buildings would have been fully buried. But we don't see these buildings being completely buried. The highest maybe recorded depth this mud flood covered was about 10 to, they say 10 meters, 10 to 15 meters. That's the depth that this mud flood covered. So if you check with your family tree, I mean, worldwide people are saying their family trees do not go beyond 1850. I mean, they're just saying that our family tree just reaches up maybe the fifth ancestor, and that's it. And we have seen these widespread orphan trains where people were just being transported from one continent to the other, maybe being given new names and new narratives about their origins. And while they were covering up the millennial reign of Jesus Christ, where he built some of these buildings. I mean, the type of architecture he built buildings that were meant to last forever, more than 1,000 years. So you can even go out into your city, look around. If you see any buildings, some of them which may look like they are old, some of them are really that old, like 1,000-year-old. So this is some of the cathedrals which share resemblance. Here in Blue Whale, you can see these receding arches at the doorway here. This was a harmonious civilization. It was a peaceful civilization. They shared certain features in their architecture always, and you can even see the artwork. It's all made of rock. It's not brick, it's not cement. This is marble rock. It's indestructible, just as granite is. And as you can see, the iconography is really showing it's really biblical, a biblical sense. And it's all over the world. And this basilica of ours, which we are covering right now, this is the interior part of the building. Okay, and what we are looking at is a picture taken from the entrance. So this must be the pulpit where the reverend usually is preaching from. So we believe that these buildings were really not meant for worship, or the conventional way of worship that we do today, where we go to church and we sit in these benches and then we stare at the reverend while he's preaching. We believe that these were healing machines. You can see that we've got an organ here. So we believe that maybe there was someone who would play music here with the organ, and then people would just be sitting, and the building has got healing powers. People would be getting healed rather than anyone waiting for someone to come in front of them and start opening the Bible and start reading out from Matthew 11 verse whatever, because I think this would be disadvantageous. The layout of the construction, because these pillars are really a distraction to the people who will be sitting in some of these benches, because they won't have a direct line of sight to the reverend here. All they can hear maybe are words, but sometimes you'd miss some of the gestures. So I really don't think these buildings were really constructed by this current civilization. We believe that we are now in the New World Order, which began in 1776 when the Old World Order ended. 1,000-year millennial reign of Jesus Christ ended, and then the devil was loosed. That's when the New World Order began, and the Revelation 20 says it's only just for a little season, So up to now, you can say it's about 250-year-old, this new Rhoda, give or take. And maybe it's about to come to an end, and we're about to enter into the final judgment. And people will just be living happily ever after, like in the fairy tale movies.